What? It's good now. All right. Oh, baby. All right. Muted. I got it. All right. All right. So we're good. I need to see how this looks. If it's lagging. No, that was good. Not lagging. Okay. All right. Yo, what up? What it do? All right, let's get to it. Yo, what's up, people? Oh, man, I went a little bit right, just like in real life. Huh? Just like in real life golf, I went a little bit right. No big deal. Look at this, baby. It's going right again. All right, so. What's up, people? Getting your questions in. Get your questions in. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. If you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. Once again, not as busy. Let's do this. So I'm going to pull this up right here. Let me get up to some of these questions real fast. So, Myles Gaskin or Darrell Williams? For me, I'm going Myles Gaskin. I have all my rankings done. So I'm gonna like finalize all of these tomorrow. I'm gonna look at it a little bit more. I was really busy today. I had a ton of shit to do today, so I was super busy. So I'm gonna finalize all my rankings tomorrow morning, but they're all done. I gotta go over them just one more time, and then I'm gonna upload them to Patreon. I'm also gonna upload them to all the people that are members as well. You'll get all the rankings. So, all right, let's get to it. And before I answer questions, I'm sorry. I don't know what is going on with Nightbot. I don't know why Nightbot is still not in chat. I see Stream Elements is in there. But where is Nightbot? Why is Nightbot not in here? Once again. I've added Nightbot in here. I don't know why Nightbot is not in here. This is super frustrating. All right, so let's get to some of these questions. I'm going to answer some questions. So, DK or Lockett this week for me. DK, should I trade away DK for Waller? If you're absolutely desperate for a tight end, sure, but I probably would keep DK. Start two: Kadarius Toney, A-Rod, Mooney, Shepard if healthy. So I'm personally gonna go with Shepard, and then I'll probably play both the. I don't feel great about that, but honestly, I probably play Kadarius Toney and Shepard. Traded Schultz and Jacoby Myers today for Hurts. Thoughts? Schultz and Jacoby Myers for Hurts. Thoughts on Hurts rest of the season? I love Hurts for the rest of the season. So should I trade Andrews, Keenan Allen, and Gibson for Kelsey and Chubb? I wouldn't personally. I'd rather have the other side. Myers versus Dallas or Waddle versus Jags. I do have. I gotta check that one. That one's probably pretty close. I would say probably Jacoby Myers. Yes, I have Jacoby Myers higher. Hey, there's Nightbot. Yes, Nightbot is in here. Yo, shout out to Nightbot. Yeah, it is in here. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. So, oh, it's not. The Nightbot, though, isn't updated with the messages, though. Yeah, they're supposed to be. Dang it. I'll have to change that after. Actually, I'm going to change it right now. Hold on 1 sec. I need to change this real quick. I'm just gonna put in the... Where's the edit? Hold on 1 second, and I'll answer some questions. Hold on one moment here. Let me get this updated here. Okay. So click join. Is it? How long is it? Am I okay to? No, I gotta. Dang it. But, oh yeah, I could probably take out this. Well, I gotta get this all updated. I'm sorry, guys. See, I was trying to do this earlier, but you gotta do it while it's live. Okay, I think that should be good. All right. Submit. Okay, we're good. All right. Sorry about that. I had to fix up the stream real quick. Okay, so we're good. Thanks for subscribing. Hey, it even tells me who subs. Nice. That's beautiful. All right, Chris, appreciate this sub. All right, so here we go. Gesicki or Knox this week for me. I have Knox 1 spot higher. I still love Gesicki, guys, going forward though. Tony or Marquise Brown for me. I'm going with Marquise Brown. Start Emmanuel Sanders or playoff Lenny and flex for me. I'm going with playoff Lenny. Playoff Lenny's playing a lot of snaps and seeing a decent amount of work. Playoff Lenny looks good. It's probably routine. Yeah, so with it being Wednesday's a lot of vet guys miss. Don't look into the injury reports so much right now. Tomorrow is going to be very telling for who's going to be playing and not. Well, I'll be going live twice tomorrow. I'm going to go live probably around 1, 2, and then I'm also going to go live later at night. So I'll have the updated, I'll look at all the injury reports and everything, and I'll let you guys know. Like tomorrow, if we have guys missing practice, some guys, it'll be a little concerning at that point. But for right now, it's okay. Emmanuel Sanders or Gesicki, I'm going to go with Manny Sanders. Trade Schultz for Kittle. I have fan thoughts. Yeah, I would do that. Got offered Amari Cooper and Allen Robinson for Mike Evans. Should I do it? My other wide receivers got offered Amari Cooper and Allen Robinson for Mike Evans. Should I do it? I probably wouldn't do it. I'd probably keep what you have. Should I trade Gibson and Deontay/Godwin for Swift? And yes, I would do that trade. I would do that trade, yes. Nightbot, check out our website. What? Why is it... What? Why is it telling Nightbot? Well, that is so weird. Carson Wentz at home against Houston or Dak. I'm still going with Dak. I'm going with Dak there. Got offered Amari Cooper and Allen Robinson from... Oh, I already got that one. Mike Evans, DK, or Keenan Allen. Please pick two. I'm going with Mike Evans and Keenan Allen. Where do you have Marvin Jones, A.J. Brown, and Julio ranked? Hey, if you want my full rankings, become a member. I'll give you my full rankings. A.J. Brown for me is top 20. Julio, I forget. I don't know where he is right now. Marquise Brown, Sutton, and Jacobs for Swift. That's a lot to give up. I probably wouldn't. If you're loaded, I guess, but, that's a lot to give up. At flex, do I start CD against New England, Marvin Jones versus Miami, or Dawson Knox? I'm going with CD Lamb still. I know that he's playing New England. That's a tough matchup, but I'm still going with Cowboys offense. Give me a RB to buy low on since Clyde went out. So a couple guys that I would buy low on right now. Chase Edmonds. I would buy low on Elijah Mitchell. And who is the other guy that I have my video? Miles Sanders. Those are some guys that I think are pretty good buy low candidates right now. Marquise Brown or Fournette? For me, Fournette. Henderson or Emmanuel Sanders? Henderson. Derrick Henry and Cup for Keenan Allen. Patterson and Najee? No, I wouldn't do that. I would want the other side. I would want Derrick Henry, Cup. Myers or Emmanuel Sanders this week? I have Emmanuel Sanders higher. If I become a member, do I get my questions answered? Priority, baby. You get priority if you're a member. Yes, 100% you get your questions answered. Pittman, Higgins, or Woods at flex? Pittman, Higgins, or Woods? I believe I have, let me double check that. Who do I have higher? I think I have Woods, I want to say. I have T. Higgins 1 spot higher. So T. Higgins. Who should I try to target with Patterson? Who should I try to target with Patterson? It's really hard for me to say, but I'm definitely looking for like a top 15 wide receiver. Like I would, it's hard to exactly say who, but I would definitely try to be getting someone. I think you compare him and someone else up and get a really solid target. Should I start Chiefs Williams or over Bear Williams? I would go with the Chiefs Williams, yes. T. Higgins, Pittman Jr., Devontae Smith. I believe, let me check that. I have Devontae Smith the highest out of all those guys. Devontae Smith. Flex, Kadarius Toney or Javonte Williams. So, if we have Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard back, I would go with Javonte Williams there. Thoughts on Giants running back this week? If you need somebody, Booker's fine. Higbee or Knox? Knox. And please do not spam chat. Please do not spam chat. I will get to your question. I promise you I will get to your question. St. Brown, Renfro or St. Brown this week? I have Renfro higher. McLaurin or Jamar Chase? Jamar Chase. Should I trade Devontae Booker and Renfro for Pittman? Yes, I would do that. Would you trade Hurts and Hopkins for Rodgers and Devontae Adams? Yes, I would do that. Stop spamming. Yes, please do not spam chat. Please do not spam chat. I will get your questions answered. What about a high-end RB2 to buy right now? Like a high-end RB2, I would say like, it's really hard to say like who you should buy into. That's a high-end RB2, like somebody that I would be trying to buy into right now. I mean, I think that Chase Edmonds can be a higher-end RB2. Like the touchdowns just aren't there yet. Joe Mixon would be somebody I would try to buy into. I still don't think everybody's completely sold on DeAndre Swift, but like those guys I would be buying in right now. Chiefs running back or Giants running back? Darrell Williams, Chiefs running back. Higbee or Knox? Knox. Gaskin or Jamal Williams? Gaskin. Should I drop Myers to pick up Tony? No, I wouldn't. Damian Harris, Javonte Williams. Hey, look at that. We got Sammy. He's a member. Appreciate Sammy. Shout out to Sammy for being a practice squad member. Now he's going to get all of his questions answered right away. Hey, and we got 2 practice squad members. Look at that. We got Hey Sleazy. Hey, we got 2 of them right in a row. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. Appreciate both of you. We got Hey Sleazy and Sammy. Appreciate you guys for becoming members. Look at that. Hopkins or Lockett? Hopkins for me. Start 1. A.J. Brown, Julio, Michael Pittman, Cortland Sutton. Out of all of them, the guy that I have the highest is still A.J. Brown. Sutton is very close. Yes, sir. Hey. Deontay Johnson, A.J. Brown, Fournette start 2. Fournette and Deontay Johnson. I just can't. I can't start A.J. Brown this week. I know that this is going to be the week that he's going to go off because I'm finally telling people not to start him, but it's a tough matchup, and he plays Buffalo. Oh, man, look at that. Do I sell Brandon Cooks? Sammy, no, I wouldn't sell Brandon Cooks. I would hold on to Brandon Cooks. I think Brandon Cooks is a really good buy low candidate right now. I would hold on to him. Should I trade Andrews and Jacoby for Kelsey? Yes, I would. You starting Darrell Williams? I would. Man, and my nose is super itchy right now. I'm sorry. It's super itchy right now. Jefferson or Mike Williams? Mike Williams for me. I'm going with Mike Williams every single week. There's only a couple guys that I would start over Mike Williams right now. How much value do you think I should give up for Swift? I mean, it's really hard for me to say, like, how much value. Like, Swift is an RB1 in PPR leagues. He's an RB1. Higbee or Knox? I've already answered this question a bunch of times. Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox over at Higbee. Keenan Allen or Mixon? Mixon. He said Knox, bro. Yes, I've said Knox a bunch of times. Knox. Woods or Myers? Woods. Should I trade Edmonds and Devontae Parker for Robert Woods? No, I wouldn't. I would keep Edmonds' side. Hurts or Herbert? I have Hurts higher. Got offered Shepard and Ayuk for Tony. Thoughts? I would keep Shepard, to be honest with you. Unless it's Dynasty League, then Tony. Oh, look at that. Kirsty coming in clutch with the timeout. Come on. Guys, listen. It's very easy. If you're coming over from TikTok right now, you don't have to spam chat. I see your question. I'm answering your question. Please do not spam chat. Antonio Gibson for Miles Sanders and Michael Thomas. That's really close. I probably would do that. That's really close. I might not, though. Honestly, Let's see. We got Jonathan. Jonathan, a practice squad member. Hey, look at that. We got 3 today already. 3 of them. Yo, appreciate you guys. Once again, you get priority chat. So feel free to ask your questions, and let's get back to it. Keenan Allen. We got Keenan Allen, Dalvin Cook, Patterson for CMC. Robinson, yes, I would do that. I would do that trade if I'm getting the Robinson CMC side. Who will have a better end of the regular season? Cincinnati or New England? I think Cincinnati. I'm a member, bruh. Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Shout out to the members. Shout out to all you members. And shout out to everybody in chat for being a part of the live stream. Appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you smash that like button. If you're over on TikTok, smash that like button. Come on over to YouTube. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to the link tree. The link tree will take over to the YouTube channel, and it's not as busy. And let me mute my notifications on my phone. There we go. All right. Heineke versus KC or Lawrence? Heineke for me. Gaskin or Cooks at the flex. I'm a big Dolphins fan, and kind of like Gaskin versus, but I still don't trust him fully. I think that's really close. Like, personally, I do have Gaskin higher in my rankings just by a tiny bit. So I would fire him up. Especially with Tua coming back, I would fire him up. Absolutely hold Madison if you have Cooks. Yeah, I wouldn't drop Madison right now. DK and Terry for Henry. I would probably do that. Jefferson or Diggs rest of the season. I'd rather have Diggs personally. I'd still have Diggs. Should I trade Eckler for Damian Williams and Tyreek Hill? No, or Damian Harris? No, I wouldn't. Right now, I would keep him. What can I get for Hunt? I mean, if you're trying to trade Hunt, I would want like a top 15 wide receiver for sure. Henderson or Keenan Allen or Mixon? This week, Henderson is the highest for me. Gibson plus Keenan Allen for Zeke? I would probably do that, yes. Please do not spam chat. Josh Allen or Herbert? I would go with Josh Allen. What do you think about trying to trade Kittle or Knox? Trying to get... yeah, I would try to trade one of those guys. Bucks or Cowboys defense? For me, Cowboys defense. Devontae Booker or Damian Williams? For me, I have Damian Williams higher. Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, Marvin Jones, and Justin Jefferson. Pick 3. So I would go with Mike Evans, Justin Jefferson, and Keenan Allen, Jonathan. Do you know what D-Hop's illness is? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't look too much into it. I think D-Hop will be fine. What should I get for CD in a trade? Like, it's hard for, like, when people ask me what should I get for, like, in a trade, it's really hard to say. Like, I would just take CD and another. I would, like, CD, like, you definitely need to get, like, I would say a top 12 running back for CD. Hot take, Kadarius Toney finishes a top 20 wide receiver. Oh, that is a hot take. Top 20 wide receiver. You heard it here first from Sleazy. You heard it here first. Toney versus the Rams or Devontae Smith versus the Bucks? For me, Devontae Smith. If I start Devontae Smith, I have to drop Toney. I would rather have Devontae Smith on my team. Darnold, Zeke, or Herbert? Lock it rest of the season. Darnold, Zeke, or Herbert? Herbert Lock? What? Darnold or Zeke? Or Darnold, Zeke, or Herbert Lockett? Darnold, Zeke for me. Cooks at Indy or Lockett at Pittsburgh? Cooks for me. Give me Aaron Jones, or give Aaron Jones for Zeke. I would want Zeke personally. Kelsey, CD, Gaskin, or Zeke, Hawkinson, Claypool. Wait, okay, so is that a trade? Okay, so I'd rather have the Zeke side personally. D-Hop was just a TikTok live with some girl. He's fine. Oh, was he really? That's funny. He was live on TikTok. Yeah. Like, guys, remember, it's just Wednesday. Wednesday are usually vet days. Like, a lot of vets don't practice. And guys that are a little bit banged up right now, they don't practice. So I wouldn't look into the injury report for Wednesday. Now, if it was a guy that... Still, I wouldn't even worry about it. Tomorrow would be the day that I'm really looking at. Like, tomorrow, I'll be live twice. I'll let you know who hasn't practiced. And then at that point, we can be a little bit nervous about some guys. Renfro, Swift, Sutton. I need 2 to 3. I need 2 out of 3. I would go with Boyd and Sutton. Who's that? Juice? I would go with Boyd and Sutton. DK or AB? I'm still going to go with DK there. It's really close, though. Should I be worried about Terry because he's way too inconsistent? No, Terry will have his games. that's just kind of what you're going to get because, unfortunately, the quarterback situation isn't great. But this should be a good week. Would you trade Edmonds and Pollard for D-Hop? I have Diggs, Najee, and... Yeah, I would probably do that. I would do that. Should I trade Connor, Thielen, Higbee, and Gibson for Kelsey and JT? Yeah, I would do that. DK for Edmonds and Julio Jones. Worried about DK. I would do that, yeah. Thoughts on Terry's inconsistency? I mean, it's just going to, like, unfortunately, that's going to be part of his game with the quarterback situation. But I think this week is going to be solid for him. Is CMC going to be in this week? They said it's a game-time decision. We'll have to see. If he continues to practice in a limited fashion, though, I think he'll play. Thoughts on Calvin Ridley? I think he's a great buy low candidate right now. Should I be Knox or Kittle for the rest of the season? I mean, I hate to say it, but Knox right now, I mean, like Kittle wasn't really doing a whole lot. And I mean, Knox is scoring points. He's seeing targets. He's playing snaps on one of the league's best offenses. Hey, thoughts on Tony? I like Tony, but like the situation's going to get a little bit crowded here. Let's see. Need one wide receiver. Let me see. Should I have a kicker? Should I have a kicker or tight end spot on my bench? Is it too good to drop anyone else? Should I leave a kicker or tight end spot empty on my? Yeah. You don't need a backup kicker. You don't. You wouldn't even need a backup defense, to be honest with you, or a backup tight end. Damian Harris, Javonte Williams, Zach Moss, Latavius Murray. Pick one full point PPR. So I have full point PPR. I have Zach Moss the highest. Do you think that Keenan Allen will turn it around? I think he'll get better, yes, but Williams definitely looks like the guy to have there. Williams looks like the guy there. Keenan Allen, no, lock it without Wilson or start Sutton. For me, Sutton. Thoughts on Russell Wilson? Put him in your IR spot and hopefully he comes back sooner than later. Should I do a big trade where I trade Myers and Javonte for Kittle and then trade Waller and AJ for Diggs, my other wide receivers? Personally, I probably want to do that. Marquise Brown or Lockett? Marquise Brown for me. I traded Devontae Booker for OBJ and A-Rob. That's good, right? Absolutely. So should I trade DK and Terry for Derrick Henry? If you're going to be fine at wide receiver, like those are some good wide receivers to give up. But if you're stacked at wide receiver, go for it. Pick up Khalil Herbert and start him. I do think that, like, if you're desperate, I do think that Khalil Herbert's startable this week. Yes. Pick two for this week. Half point PPR, Carson, Edmonds, Booker, and Gaskin. I don't know if Carson plays. So I'm going to go with Edmonds and Gaskin right now. Ozai, yo, what up, Tyler? Are the Panthers D a sit this week, or do you think they'll be okay to start? I think they're okay to start. Like, I think that it depends on your, like, who you have this week. Like, if there's any other better options, but I definitely think they're okay to start. Williams looks like he's the guy to have, yeah, but Allen's has only one touchdown this year. He will see better days. Yeah, I think so, absolutely. Got most of my running backs at flex, full point PPR, Javonte or Chase Edmonds. Edmonds at Cleveland, tough matchup. It is a tough matchup, but I'm still going to roll with Edmonds. Is that full point? Yeah, full point PPR, yes. He didn't have a good matchup, or he didn't have a good week last week, but I expect him to bounce back. Devin Singletary, Zach Moss. For me, Zach Moss. Mike Williams isn't practicing. Does that mean he won't play? No, he'll play. Don't be worried about Wednesday practices. Usually vet days, guys that are a little bit banged up, they get the day off. Devontae or Sutton this week? For me, Devontae. Actually, I need to double check that. Hold on, I got to double check that. No, I have Sutton higher. I do love Devontae this week. I really love him. What's your record in your fantasy leagues personally? I mean, I'm a little bit over 500 for like total across all of my leagues. There's a couple leagues where I'm doing really well, and a couple leagues I'm not doing so hot. But like majority of them, I'm right there. You know, 3-2, 2-3. You know, there's leagues where I just haven't had that good of luck, where I'm putting up points, but I end up playing a team that's putting up more points. You know how it goes. I think I'm in like 18 leagues this year, like right around 20 leagues. So there's a couple where I'm honestly 1-4, but those are more dynasty leagues where I've had like my top 2 picks go down already, and I'm more playing towards next year already. So, but yeah, like I think that this year I'm having a pretty solid season. Emmanuel Sanders and Renfro this week. Emmanuel Sanders. My Aaron Jones and Claypool for Najee and Redley. Yes, I would do that. What is the deal with Mixon? Mixon, I think, will be solid. Start him this week. He'll be good. I believe I have him as RB13 this week. Should I get Barkley and Ridley in a package? Should I get... What should I get for Barkley and Ridley? I mean, it's hard to say, but, like, those are top-tier guys. Like, I would be wanting a lot for those guys. Like, top 10 running back, and, you know, I mean, I'm not giving up those guys for nothing. James Robinson or Jonathan Taylor rest of the season. To be honest with you, this is going to sound crazy, but Jonathan Taylor. To me, Jonathan Taylor is... he's playing, like, all the snaps, he's a bell cow back. Jonathan Taylor right now isn't a bell cow back. I know he had a really good game last week off of a 77-yard touchdown reception, but he's not a bell cow back right now. He's not playing all the snaps. Zeke or Najee this week? For me, I'm going with Zeke still. Hey, we got Zoom with the $2 donation. Mike Evans or Fournette, flex, PPR. For me, I'm going with Mike Evans. And appreciate you, Zoom, with the $2 donation. And shout out to everybody in chat. If you haven't already, do me a big favor, smash that like button. Smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, really appreciate it. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. All you got to do is click my profile, go to the link tree. The link tree will take you over to the YouTube channel. Let's get it. Zeke or Najee this week? Zeke. Should I start or should I trade Swift and Pittman for Taylor and Justin Jefferson? No, I wouldn't. Would you start? Who would you start out of these three? Damian Williams, Playoff Lenny, or Devontae Booker? Honestly, Playoff Lenny. Playoff Lenny, baby. Playoff Lenny. Let's get it. Playoff Lenny looks good right now. He's playing all the snaps. He's seen the touches. I was wrong. I thought Rojo would be the guy. Rojo's not the guy. Rojo's droppable. Until this week, he says that, you know. Ma'am, you said Jonathan Taylor for both Taylor and Robinson, so which one do you mean? What was the question? Aiden. Robinson, was it James Robinson or Taylor for rest of the season? Oh man, my nose, I'm sorry. It's so itchy right now. I don't know why. Was it for the rest of the season? Well, I'd rather have James Robinson, honestly, is what I said. I traded CH and Julio for Corey Davis and AJ Brown before Sunday. Thoughts? Yeah, I like that. I like that. Bro, do you think Bro, I think you're avoiding my question. I'm not avoiding your question. There's just so many questions coming in. I just got it. I traded Kittle and Sutton for Mike Williams and Julio. I have known. Yeah, I think that's solid. Would you trade Hill for Kelsey? It depends on who you're starting at tight end. Listen, here's a guy that you can all go pick up right now. If you need some tight end help, Dan Arnold, go pick him up. Thank me later. Go pick up Dan Arnold if you need tight end help. He's going to be a solid tight end for the rest of the season. Go pick him up. Should I start Thielen and Kittle for Kupp? Or should I trade Thielen and Kittle for Kupp? I would do that. Should I trade Adam Thielen and Miles Sanders for Darrell Henderson? Absolutely. Already, yes. That's already a yes for me. If you're getting Darrell Henderson, absolutely. I traded Kenyon Drake and Marvin Jones for Dalton Schultz and Hunter Renfrow. Thoughts? I think that's fine. If you need a tight end, yeah. I just traded... or I already got that one. I have Knox. Who is that? Who is that? CF. Who traded Kittle and Sutton for Mike Williams and Julio. Yeah, I think that's... Oh, you have Knox. Okay. Yeah, that's solid. I think that's good. Should I trade Thielen and Kittle for Kupp? Yes. Should I trade Higbee and Thielen for Knox? No, I wouldn't, personally. I wouldn't do that. Amon-Ra St. Brown or Tim Patrick? I have Tim Patrick higher. Tim Patrick. Damian Williams, Devontae Booker, Myles Gaskin. Sit one non-PPR. If it's non-PPR, I'm gonna go with Devontae Booker there. Should I start Kareem Hunt or Kadarius Toney? Kareem Hunt for me. I have Hill, Keenan Allen, Justin Jefferson, OBJ, and my Pitts and Schultz. So would you trade? Yeah, I would do that. Well, wait. What would you do with Pitts and Schultz then? I would try to trade Pitts and Schultz before I do that trade, personally. Joe Mixon, a must start this week? Yeah, I think he's solid this week. How do you become a member? How much does it cost? So you'll see the stream elements here. Check out our new channel membership. Click on that link and it'll take you to the memberships. There it will tell you the different tiers. Like the lowest tier I think is like $3 or something like that. But there's different tiers. There's different things that you unlock with the different tiers. So click the stream elements right there, the latest one, and it'll tell you all about the different tiers of the membership. Antonio Brown or Chris Godwin this week? What's your logic on it? So for me, it's going to be Chris Godwin. My logic is just because AB had a good week last week, and like things usually come back to the mean. So he could definitely have another really solid this week, but I think this week Godwin will have a better game. So usually when players like have a really good game, they come back down a little bit is my logic behind it. Now, not all the time it happens, but I think with that offense, it's like there's so many good playmakers that I think more this week it'll be Chris Godwin. Trade Mike Evans for Najee Harris. I'd want Najee, yes. Trade Ridley for Brandon Cooks and Emmanuel Sanders. No, I probably wouldn't do that. Is Tyrod Taylor supposed to come back this season because I have Cooks and Mills isn't getting it done? I think he's supposed to. Yeah, I believe so. Dan Arnold or Gesicki? I'd rather have Gesicki there. Should I trade Henderson and Julio for Mixon? I don't start Julio. Should I trade? I'd rather have Henderson over Mixon, to be completely honest with you. DK, D-Hop, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Jamar Chase. Sit one of those guys. I would sit DK personally. Sanders, Tony, or Damian Williams. PPR. I would go with Sanders. I like Sanders this week, okay? Kind of talking about what I just said with guys going back to the mean. Last week, I moved Gaskin all the way down. He had a really good game against Tampa Bay. I think Miles Sanders is going to have a sneaky good game this week and watch him put up 4 points. But Miles Sanders, he's got to get going here. He had 16 touches last week. Thanks, man. You're welcome. Start 2, Gerald Williams, Damian Williams, Allen Robinson. Okay, guys, I'm telling you this right now, okay? The past 2 weeks, last week I put Robert Woods down at wide receiver 40, and I put Gaskin down at running back 40. Okay, they both went off. I officially moved Allen Robinson down to wide receiver 40, so this might be your chance to play him. So I'm literally gonna tell everybody to sit Allen Robinson this week in hopes to get him jump started. Okay, and if he gets jump started, everybody that has Allen Robinson owes me a thank you, because I have now officially jump started Robert Woods and Myles Gaskin. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. Yes, Ozai gets a yes. Corey Davis or Julio Jones rest of the season. I'm honestly going to go with Corey Davis right now. Chris Godwin or Robert Woods. For me, Chris Godwin. Miles Sanders or Damian Harris. This week, Damian Harris. I traded Chase Edmonds and Claypool for A.J. Brown and Henderson. I like the trade. Do I trade Mike Williams and Russ for Kyler and Emmanuel Sanders? Ooh. Okay, like, who would be your quarterback if you don't have Russ? Because I really don't want to give up Mike Williams. Gaskin for Keenan Allen. I would probably do that. DK or Sanders? Sorry, I'm having trouble convincing myself to start DK. I'm still going DK. I know it's a tough matchup. I do have Emmanuel Sanders high on my list as well, so if you want to go with that, go for it. But I can't sit. I know it's a tough matchup, but like, they should still have to throw the ball, and he's definitely going to look DK's way. All my running backs are on bye except James Robinson. Is Nyheim Hines a bad play this week at home against Houston? No, I don't think he's a bad play. I think he's fine. What's your opinion on Najee rest of the season? Love Najee. Najee, for me, can be a top 5 running back. Yes, I said it. I'm a Steelers fan, but he's seeing elite usage right now. Elite usage. For me, he's a top 5 running back. If this offense can be a little bit better, they showed signs of life this past weekend. If that can continue, where they're just not the worst offense in the NFL, they can still be like a bottom, 18, bottom 15 offense in the NFL. That's okay, as long as they're not the worst offense. Keenan Allen and Patterson for Diggs. I would do that. I'm streaming at quarterback if I don't trade. So I probably would do the trade. I mean, it's really close, though. It depends on who's available in your league. Give me some guys that are available. Which 3 should I start? Hopkins, Lockett, Chase, McLaurin, Jefferson, Mike Williams. Mike Williams, Jefferson, Chase for me. Sit 2 this week. We got Diggs, Metcalf, Williams, Evans, Chase. Sit 2 out of those guys? Okay, so I'm going with Evans and Metcalf, personally. And I'm going to take a quick moment here to do a little plug. If you haven't already, make sure you do me a favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. If you're over on TikTok right now, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. My profile will take over to the link tree. The link tree will take you to my YouTube channel. Come on over. It's warm. Whatever that TikTok is. I forget how that TikTok goes. Oh, how's it going, brother? Hope all is well. Hope all is well for you too, TJ. Uzi, Henderson, and Lamb for Mike Williams and Keenan Allen No, I wouldn't do it. Your running backs are stacked, but I still wouldn't do that. Like, I love Henderson and Lamb. Like, I would keep those guys. Mike Waller, or trade Waller for Rodgers and Knox. Trade Waller for Rodgers and Knox. I wouldn't do it. Well, maybe, I guess. If you're desperate for a quarterback, go for it. Who do you think I can get for Chris Carson and Corey Davis? I mean, it's really hard for me to say, but if you're trading those 2 guys, I don't feel like their value is very high right now, especially with Corey Davis on bye week this week and Chris Carson banged up. I don't think you can get a whole lot for them. Should I start shopping D-Hop? I wouldn't personally. Antonio Gibson or Eckler? And real quick, you see Stream Elements. They're in chat right now, along with Nightbot. I finally got them in chat. Okay, there's gonna be some offers here. If you're betting, if you like sports betting, and you're looking for a deposit match because you've already, maybe have used DraftKings, Sportsbook, FanDuel Sportsbook. If you've already used these sites and you already used up your deposit match bonus, BetUS has basically the same offer, where if you sign up using our code, you get a 125% deposit match bonus on your first deposit if you deposit $50 or more. So BetUS, use the site, bet, they have a sports book, a casino, and it's really easy to use. They have a whole bunch of things that you can bet on. So many different things that you can bet on for the game. So BetUS, check them out. The link will be available down below in the description. It's also available. You'll see Stream Elements as well. Is Jamar Chase higher ranked this week than Godwin? And yes, Jamar Chase is higher for me this week. Yes. Should I trade Higbee, Gibson, and Lockett for Hunt and Waller? Should I trade Higbee, Gibson, and Lockett for Hunt and Waller? No, I wouldn't do that trade. I wouldn't do that. Think Mike Williams will continue producing this much more than Keenan Allen? I think he's going to keep producing a lot, yes. What receiver can I get for Jarrett Williams and Julio in a package? It's really hard to say who exactly. Those questions are so hard to say. Knox or Fant? For me, Knox this week. Diggs is my dad. He's your dad. Please don't spam. Yes, please don't spam. I will get to your question. Should I trade? Or no, I already got that one. Trade Carson, Corey Davis, and Waller for Jonathan Taylor and Knox. Yeah, I would probably do that. I would do that trade. What receiver can I get for Jarrett Williams and Julio? Once again, it's really hard to say who exactly. I would just go to the CMC manager and try to trade them, since they have CMC gone. Trade Eckler and Devontae Smith and Pitts for Cooks and Hopkins. For Cook and Hopkins? No, I wouldn't do that. Personally, I would not do that. What's your top 5 running backs this week? All right, my top 5 running backs. You want to hear them? My top 5 running backs are, I'm assuming this can definitely change if Christian McCaffrey doesn't play. But if Christian McCaffrey plays, he's RB1 for me. Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, baby. Those are my top 5 running backs for this week. Geno Smith, what do you think? I mean, in the Superflex League, like, sure, if you need Geno Smith to start, I don't feel great about it, but that's about it. Or if you're in a 2-quarterback league and people are on bye weeks, fire him up. I know I had to put in a waiver claim for him this past week because literally I have Zach Wilson in a 2-quarterback league. I have Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. They're on bye weeks this week, and I had somebody got hurt. One of my quarterbacks got hurt, and then I have Taylor Heineke. So, like, I'm hurting for a quarterback in that league. I also, like, waited super late for quarterback in that league, and it's not really paying off. But my skill positions are absolutely loaded. I need to try to trade one for a quarterback is what I got to do. But it's absolutely horrendous right now, my quarterback situation. Patterson or Cook this week. If Cook is like Cook practice, so I'm playing Cook. Higbee, Gibson, and Cooper for no. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that trade personally. Should I start Knox on flex if I have Mark Andrews too? I mean, he's okay. It just depends on who else you have. Pittman or Woods this week? Pittman or Woods? Pittman or Woods? I have Pittman higher. Thoughts on Chris Carson's return? I don't know if he's going to play this week. I don't think he's going to play, to be honest with you. Pittman or Woods this week? Pittman. Got CMC and Najee. Feels good, man. Top 5 wide receivers this week. My top 5 wide receivers. You ready to hear this? Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Mike Williams. Mike Williams, Cooper Kupp. Mike Williams, Cooper Kupp. Joe Burrow or Hurts this week? I'm going with Hurts. Should I shot Pittman? He's on my bench because the starter wide receivers are cracked. I mean, if you want to, yeah, go for it. If you can get a solid option there. Why is Stream Elements and Nightbot like sending out the same thing? I need to get rid of one of these guys. I think I'm gonna get rid of Nightbot here. I'm gonna remove from moderator right now. Just have Stream Elements in here because it's filling up chat and I don't like this. They're saying the same thing. I don't know. They're nearly the same program. I do think they're actually two different things. So, all right, I took Nightbot off though. Got Higbee and Kupp in my starting lineup. All my other tight ends aren't fantasy relevant. Okay to start 2 players from the same team. Yes, absolutely. It's actually, I would say it's actually kind of like preferred to start players from the same team because chances are, if you think like, player, like the receiving options, if you think player is going to be good, well, obviously like other players are going to benefit from that player being good this week. Chase is not in your top 5. Wow. No, Chase isn't. I mean, he's in my, he's almost in my top 10. Here's the thing with Jamar Chase. He looks good. Don't get me wrong, but like these long touchdowns, like the 70-yard touchdowns, aren't going to continue. Last week, that touchdown wasn't like, did you guys see that Jamar Chase touchdown? Like the cornerback just missed that. That wasn't in like my opinion, that wasn't a very good throw. Jamar Chase was stopped. He was kind of like flat-footed, coming back to the ball a little bit, and the cornerback was there and just barely missed the ball, and that would have been a touchdown. So, like, I think Jamar Chase, he's going to come down a little bit personally. I think he's uber talented, don't get me wrong, but it was kind of the same thing that was going on with DK Metcalf last year where DK Metcalf was averaging like over 22 yards per reception, was scoring a touchdown every single game, and they were long touchdowns. Like, I just don't see it continuing for Jamar Chase at the rate that he is. Is Mike Evans top 10? No, Mike Evans isn't top 10. He's top 20 though. He's borderline. Mike Evans is top 15. Darnold, Carr, or Heineke? Heineke for me. Should I get Russ off of waivers? I got Hurts and Jones. Yeah, I would just start Hurts literally every single week and pick up Russ for Jones, yes. I got offered Aaron Jones and Najee for Kamara, Boyd, and Renfro. I mean, if I get Aaron Jones and Najee side, absolutely. I would do that. Sutton, Mike Davis for Edmonds. W? Yes, W. DJ Moore or Henderson this week? For me, Henderson. Hendy. Should Trey Lance or Jimmy G be starting? For me, Trey Lance. Why draft a guy that high if you're not going to start him? Like, start him. Start him. Maybe he doesn't give you the best chance to win. Well, I'm sorry, San Francisco, but you play in the hardest division in football and you're not a playoff team. So start the guy. Get him the experience because he's your long-term future. And if he's not, it's better to know within the next couple of years than start him next year. And, I would just start him now. Get him the experience. Lockett or AB at flex? For me, I honestly have AB higher. A.J. Brown or Pittman for flex? I'm still going with A.J. Brown. It's very close, though. Trade AB for Pittman? I would want Pittman, yes. Start Hines or Khalil Herbert in half-point PPR? I have Khalil Herbert higher. I like Khalil Herbert this week. Should I trade Boyd, Gibson, Cooper, Gesicki for Najee, Corey Davis, and Gronk? Boyd, Gibson, Cooper, Gesicki. No, I wouldn't do that trade personally. I wouldn't. Is Diggs and Deontay Johnson in your top 10? Diggs is. Deontay Johnson is very... Yeah, no, Deontay Johnson's 11. Deontay Johnson's 11, so really close. You think Michael Thomas is going to come back and be legit? I think he'll be okay. Like, I think that there's definitely some like, he'll be good. I don't know if he's going to be like top 10. I think it's going to take him a little bit to really get up to speed. But Jake, he answered that and said no. Yeah, Jake, I don't know. I have answered that question a bunch. Yeah, but when I asked for Lockett and not Cooper. Oh, okay. So Higbee, Gibson, and Cooper for Allen. No, I want to do that one. I still want to do it personally. Evans for Thielen and Cordell Patterson. Personally, I would rather keep Evans, to be honest with you. That is pretty close, but I'd rather keep Evans. Wentz or Cousins? This week, Cousins. Keenan Allen and Patterson for Diggs and Higgins. Yes, I would do that trade. Damian Williams, Devontae Smith, CeeDee Lamb, start 2. Devontae Smith and CeeDee Lamb, baby. Should I start, or should I trade Knox and Boyds for Hunter Henry, Jacoby Myers, and Marvin Jones? No, I wouldn't. That just seems like a lot of average players for decent players. I wouldn't do it. Okay. Need a little water break. Thielen, Jones, or Kirk starting? Who's Jones? I'm assuming that's Marvin Jones, right? Listen, kind of how I talked about with Marvin Jones, right? I'm still going to go with Thielen, but I think there's going to be some positive regression for Marvin Jones. Probably not, though. Watch Dan Arnold. Hey, I've been talking about Dan Arnold, though. Go and get yourself Dan Arnold if you need a tight end. Zach Ertz, Higbee, considered Goddard being out. I think Zach Ertz is a solid start, but I would still go Higbee. Higbee's one spot ahead of Ertz, so take it for what it is. Cooper plus CEH for Chase. I guess, like, if you're in a spot where you need, I probably wouldn't, to be honest with you. I wouldn't do that. I mean, it is pretty close, but I'd love Jamar Chase, but, like, okay, this is what I would do. If you're in a situation where you need to win now, I think Jamar Chase probably gives you the best one, but dude, you're legit. YouTube not letting me put a YouTube payment in any other way to support. Patreon's available. There's a Patreon link down below. Other than that, not a whole lot. I mean, I was thinking I'm probably gonna put a PayPal in, but it hasn't been done yet. But I'm gonna get it. But I appreciate you. Hey, you just go tell your friends about me. Join the YouTube chats, you know, that kind of thing, and the support. Appreciate you. Julio or Jacoby Myers? For me, I would go with I have Julio higher, as long as Julio plays. Myers and Godwin for Dalvin. Yes, I would do that. Start 1, Gaskin, Emmons, Damian Williams. Only one? I would go with Gaskin. Or I would go with Emmons. Choose 3, Mike Will. I would go Mike Will. D-Hop. Cooks, Woods. I would go with Cooks out of those guys. Actually, do I have Cooks? No, I have Robert Woods, one spot higher. Robert Woods, one spot higher. With Barkley injured, I picked up Booker. Would you start him over Gibson? No, absolutely not. Thielen, Jones, or Kirk? Is this Julio Jones? I would go with Thielen. I don't know if I said Jones last time. I think I was thinking of a different Jones. Unless that's Marvin Jones, Julio Jones, I'm not sure. Should I request a trade LaVisca and Mitchell or Michelle for Edmonds or Sanders? I mean, you can do it. I doubt they'd take it, but I would definitely try to send it. Full send, baby. Trade Kyle Pitts for A.J. Brown, have Schultz. I probably would. Myers and Godwin for Dalvin, yes. Myles Gaskin or Damian Williams? Myles Gaskin. Do you think this is a game Tannehill finally wakes up? Personally, no, probably not. Probably not, to be honest with you. How do you feel about Mike Williams? Is he top 5? Yes, he's top 5 right now. He's top 5. Start 1, Thielen or Jones or Kirk? Julio. Okay, so that's Julio. All right, I'm going with Adam Thielen there. Fournette or Chase Edmonds? For me, I got to check that. That's got to be really close for me. Yes, Leonard Fournette is one spot ahead of Chase Edmonds, so Leonard Fournette. Start 2, AB, Godwin, Devontae Smith. I would go with Godwin, Devontae Smith. Is Thielen not injured? Like, I don't know if he practiced today. Like, I I really didn't pay attention to Wednesday's injury report, so I can't tell you a whole bunch of guys. I know Chris Carson didn't practice, and he's not trending in the right direction, they said, so I know him for sure. But I want to pay attention to today's practices. Tomorrow is going to be the key day. Tomorrow is when it's really telling, because Wednesday, they usually give it off for a bunch of veteran players. Guys that are a little bit banged up, they usually just let rest Wednesday. So I wouldn't pay attention to Wednesday's practice. And, like, if you saw your guy not practice today, don't freak out about it. Wednesday is going to be more telling, or Thursday is going to be more telling. So I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll be live twice. So make sure you hit that follow button. Subscribe if you're not already. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile. It'll take you to the link tree. The link tree will take over to YouTube. Come on over. Not as busy. The water's fine, you know? The water's fine. Come on over. All right, let's get back to it. Actually, yes, let's get back to it here. So, top 5 wide receivers in your opinion rest of the season. So I would say top 5 guys: Devontae, Tyreek. Listen, I'm going to say Mike Will. Mike Will looks like a top 5 wide receiver. Everything that's checking out, air yards, target share, targets, touchdowns, literally everything. He checks the box for everything. Stephon Diggs still, I think, is a top 5 wide receiver. And Cooper Kupp, baby. Cooper Kupp. Everything's checking out for him as well. Do you think this week is a Javonte breakout? I mean, I keep saying it, but, like, he looks really good on film. Okay, he looks really good. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. So I think it certainly can be. Trade Lamar and Lamb for Mixon and Moore. I have Sam Darnold on my bench. Oh, I mean, I probably would, but I don't trust Sam Darnold. Is there somebody else to pick up and play? I would play somebody else. Should I start Mike Gesicki in a 10-team league? Where do you have him ranked? I have him as the top. I believe I have him as like tight end 6 this week. Yeah, I think he's a solid starting tight end. Tight end 6, yes. Trade Jacobs for A.J. Brown. If trade is good, start A.J. Brown or Higgins. I would do that, yes. I would go with A.J. Brown, yes. I would go with A.J. Brown. Damian Williams, Darrell Williams, Gaskin, or Pittman, flex, full point PPR. Only one guy. Out of all of them, I would go with Michael Pittman. Devontae Smith or A.B.? Devontae Smith. Start 3, Renfro, Thielen, Julio, Kirk, Marquise Brown. So I would go with Marquise Brown, Thielen, and I would go with, if Julio plays this week, Julio. Devontae Booker or Tyler Lockett for flex, or Dalton Schultz or Knox. And I would go with, honestly, Devontae Booker. Trade Jacobs for A.J. Brown, yes. And start A.J. Brown, yes. Should I start Mike Gesicki? Yes. Devontae Booker or Tyler Lockett? I got that one. Devontae Booker, and I would go with Dawson Knox. I meant to say, should I trade Laviska and Mitchell for either Edmonds or Miles Sanders? I would say Edmonds. Edmonds for me. I would go with Edmonds. Do you think this particular late week will be good for Mike Williams? Yeah, I mean, he's a top 5 guy for me. I'm starting him each and every single week as a top 5 guy. Absolutely. Marvin Jones or Pollard at flex, full point PPR. I know Marvin Jones has burned me 2 weeks in a row, but I'm going back to the well, baby. I'm going back to the well, Marvin Jones. Diggs or Patterson? Diggs. Diggs for Patterson? No, I would want Diggs. Should I trade Joe Mixon? No, keep Joe Mixon. Should I start Alexander Madison or Melvin Gordon? Listen, if you have Dalvin Cook come back this week, I would personally go with like if Dalvin Cook practices in a full he's full practices, like I wouldn't play him this week. Alexander Madison, I would go with Melvin Gordon. I don't feel great about it, but how do you feel about Dalvin Cook this week if he plays? I guess I just answered that one too. Like if he's practicing in full, I feel good about him. I think it was I said it. I was saying it last week. I was saying it would be so stupid for them to play Dalvin Cook. Like, why would they play Dalvin Cook right now? Play Madison, let Dalvin Cook rest. I love that they let him rest. So as long as he's practicing this week, fire him up. Is Geno Smith a good pickup this week? If you're in like a super flex or 2 quarterback league, yeah. What should I check to see if Julio Jones playing? Like, how would I know if he's going to play? I'll let you know. Go back and check the YouTube channel. I'll tell you. Mahomes for Justin Herbert, CeeDee Lamb. Yes, I would do that trade. 12-team PPR, by the way. What was that for? If you had told me Mike Williams was going to be a top 5 wide receiver this season at the beginning, I would have thought you were crazy, Tyler. He was not on it. Yeah. No, I agree. There were some people that were talking about him. I remember some of those people because I thought they were crazy. And he was on my do not draft list. That is a guy that I got him and Debo way wrong this season. I got him and Debo way wrong. Him and Debo right now look like league winners, to be completely honest with you. They look great. They look great right now. Smash that like button. Yeah, smash that like button. Should I trade Russell Wilson? I mean, if you can, his value is incredibly low right now. As a Steelers fan, you ready to give up on Big Ben? I thought Big Ben looked decent last week. I thought he actually looked good. The whole offense looked good, and that's what happens when you run the football. That's what happens when you have success running the football. Opens up everything else. So I'm not ready to give up on Big Ben yet. Now, if he goes out and shits the bed in a really good matchup, then yeah, fire him. You fag. Optimize. Yo, what up, dude? I saw it, dude. Should I buy low on Allen Robinson? I'm going to say no. I'm saying no because this is probably going to be the week when I'm telling everybody not to and not to play him and everything, that he's going to burn me this week. So this might be a great opportunity, but I'm telling you no. Top 5 running backs rest of the season. Top 5 running backs, I would say Ezekiel Elliott. I guess he wouldn't be one, but it would be Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott. I'm going to go with Austin Eckler, Dalvin Cook. Very close, Najee Harris. Very close. Drop a like as always. Appreciate it. And if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. If you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click my profiles, go to the link tree. The link tree will take you over to YouTube. Let's get it. Do you think that Tooney is going to have targets if Shepard comes back? That dude Tony is quick as yes he is. I think it'll be really interesting to see what happens when he comes back, because I think him and Sterling Shepard kind of fit the same role. So I think that Tony has looked really good. So I definitely think he has talent there. But it's definitely going to be a little confusing. Now, if you have Darius Slayton not come back this week, then I think that Sterling Shepard and Tony could coexist. But if Sterling Shepard comes back, it's going to be weird. Picked up Robinson from waivers. Which Robinson? Allen Robinson? At Jackson. Which one was Jackson? If Dalvin Cook doesn't practice and play, I start. Oh yeah, absolutely start Madison over those guys. If Dalvin Cook doesn't play, Madison is like a RB1. Okay, he's an RB1. His touches when when Cook has not played, I think he's seeing like 30 touches. Like, fire him up. He's an RB1. What 3 wide receivers should I start this week? From Mike Williams, Antonio Brown, DJ Moore, Robert Woods. Mike Williams, DJ Moore, Robert Woods for me. Should I trade CH for Gaskin? I want Gaskin. Need a quick water break. Hey, we got a $2 donation. All right. Players to trade for. And appreciate the $2 donation. I'm just going to call you PD because I'll mess up your name. So some players to trade for right now. These are some players that I think you should be trading for. Odell Beckham Jr., Devontae Smith, and he may not be like a buy low, but his value is going to continue to rise. Buy into him. I'll be buying into, who else is on my wide receiver list? Brandon Cooks right now. I would be buying into guys like Miles Sanders right now. He's running routes. And I think the best indicator right now for guys that are succeeding are guys that are high in routes ran. He's top 10 in routes ran. Very good. I think production's going to come at some point. Next, I would say I would buy into, who else on that list? I'm trying to think to the video. I would buy into Elijah Mitchell. He clearly looked like he was the lead running back, and I think going forward he's going to be the lead guy. And then last guy I would say, who's on the list as well? Chase Edmonds. Buy into those guys. If you were to tell me Eckler wouldn't have been a top 5 running back, I would have laughed, but I agree with you. That guy is tough to take down. To be honest with you, I didn't think Eckler would have been a top 5 running back. I definitely thought he was top 10. But right now he's RB2. I definitely did not. I really didn't see him being a top 5 running back, but he's proven it wrong. He's proven me wrong. He looks incredible right now along with that offense. So, hey, you don't win them all, okay? But I was right on DeAndre Swift. Big fan of DeAndre Swift. I love Najee Harris. I thought he was going to be an absolute league winner. So there's guys that, you're right about, guys that you're wrong about. That's fantasy football. You know what I mean? Hey, appreciate you, Optimize. Yes, please do not spam chat. I'm trying to get to everybody's questions. Believe me. Should I drop Sermon and look for someone else? Sermon's droppable for me, yes. Elijah or Mitchell, Moss, or Booker. Pick one. Moss this week. I would go with Moss. Trade Eckler for Tyreek Hill and Damian Harris. I also have Kamara. Personally, I might do that. I think that's a pretty fair trade, to be honest with you. Wyatt Williams, Ertz or Higbee? Thanks, Tyler. Watch you all the time. Watch all your videos. Yes, and you also, I see you a lot in here a lot, Wyatt, so I appreciate you being a big fan. Thank you, brother. And personally, I would go with Higbee. He's one spot ahead of Hurts, so take it for what you want. I think they're both really good plays at tight end this week, especially with Dallas Goedert not playing this week. Should I start or should I trade Gibson, Andrews, and Jamar for Chubb, Kelsey, and now that I would do that. Yes, I would do that trade. Jake, I would do that trade. Anyone you think that has an easier schedule is worth going after for the rest of the season? I mean, I want to look at schedule right now. I want to, because things can really change. So I wouldn't be going after schedule right now. That's more for like once you wind down to like the last week of like you're able to get trades in the last 2 weeks, you really have a good picture of playoff pictures at that point to see what the defense are. Like right now, I wouldn't be looking for schedules. I would just be looking for guys who are seeing a large snap share. Their opportunities are good. Their running routes. They're seeing a large target share, air yards. Those are the things I'm looking in right now. At Aspire Sports, start Brady or Mahomes? For me, I'm going with Mahomes still. Who has more explosive, unstoppable offense right now? Rams or Chargers? I would still say the Rams. I think that the Rams with Sean McVay are just really good. I think it's really close, but I think that the Rams, I would go with the Rams. It's very close though. Have you seen my Ravens popping off, putting on shows almost every Monday? Yes, the Ravens look good. And I just talked to my brother about this today, is that Lamar Jackson, in the beginning of the season, I would have laughed if Baltimore was going to pay him $40 million, but right now he's getting it done in the passing game this year. Not just the running game. He looks better than what he did last year, in my opinion. I think he looks really good right now. And I think that when Rashad Bateman comes back this week, he's going to take this offense to another level as well. Thanks, you're welcome. Should I trade CH for Alex Collins? I wouldn't do that. Dak versus the Patriots or Stafford versus the Giants? Let me check my quarterback ranking. I have Dak higher still. Should I be worried about Cooper? If so, should I be targeting a replacement trade? No, I wouldn't be worried about him right now. I wouldn't be worried. My bad, Aspire Sports. Did you say yes to Eckler? Yes, I would. I would, Brandon. Optimize putting the chickens in the air fry. Reminded me when the Cowboys beat the Eagles. The Cowboys did beat up on the Eagles, huh? Ertz or Jared Cook? Ertz for me. I'm no expert. Yeah. I think it's a pretty solid trade, to be honest with you. I think that Tyreek for Eckler is solid. I would want Eckler, but I think that Damian Harris for me is a top 20 back for the rest of the season. So I would do that trade because you're getting another really solid piece. Ertz or Schultz? Let me see. That's a good question as well. I want to say Ertz, or I want to say Schultz. Yes, I have Schultz higher. I would go Schultz. I traded AB for AJ Brown. Opinion on this? I like the trade. Mitchell, Moss, or Booker? Pick one. Moss. Hit the ball? I never hit the ball. My guy just stand there. He has terrible back problems. Opinion on Antonio Gibson and Edmonds, considering to trade them. Let me know your thoughts. So I would keep Edmonds. So here's the thing with Antonio Gibson, okay? I'm going back and forth on Antonio Gibson a lot because we just haven't seen anything so far that really says that Antonio Gibson is going to take over on third downs. Like, if Antonio Gibson takes over on third downs, Antonio Gibson has top 5 upside. He has top 5 upside. I think he's an extremely talented player. And if we see him finally be used in the passing game, which he should be because he's a freak of nature athlete, and he's also a converted wide receiver from college. So why is he not playing on third downs and 2-minute offense? Blows my mind. You'd rather throw out J.D. McKissick, 180-pound, 4.6 speed J.D. McKissick over, 4.3, 220-pound Antonio Gibson. Makes no sense to me, but you know, you do you. But like that's why I'm a little bit hesitant on trading Antonio Gibson. Last question, brother. Sorry, what are your top 10? Oh, you're good. Ask as many questions as you want. You're a member. Hey, if you want priority chat, be a member like Jonathan. You can see Jonathan there. All right, last question, brothers. What are your top 10 quarterbacks this week? So my top 10 quarterbacks this week are Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers. Should I be worried about Joe Mixon? No, I wouldn't be worried, Uzi. Let's see. At flex, LaVisca, Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown for me. Marquise Brown. Jamal Williams and Christian Kirk for Rudds and AJ Green. I would probably want Jamal Williams personally. Who wins this trade? CD and Emmons for Amari Cooper and David Montgomery. I would want the CD side personally. CD side. Shout out from Wyoming. Hey, shout out from Wyoming. That's cool. What's up? I saw it, dude. And how's Wyoming? Honestly, when I was a little bit younger, I wanted to move to Wyoming. But anyways, should I be afraid to start Keenan Allen and Mike Williams together each week? No, I don't think you should be afraid. I think that's fine. Please answer. I trade Odell, Marvin Jones, and Damian Williams for Jamar Chase. Should I? I mean, I probably would. Like, you're getting... I probably would do that. Like, those are just kind of guys that are, like, meh for a guy that's, you know, top 10 wide receiver right now. Yeah, I would do that. Cut for Hill, I get Hill. Yeah, I would do that. I would do that trade. I'm feeling Ertz this week over Schultz this week because Goddard's out. Go for it. I think Ertz is solid this week as well. Godwin and Patterson for DeAndre Hopkins. I would do that, yes. Who should I start this week between Brandon Cooks, Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore? So I would go with, if it's only one, I would go. So the order that I would go is DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks. Should I play Conklin this week because Pitts is on bye, or pick up Gesicki or Ertz? Gesicki for me. 1 to 10, would you rate my running backs? JT, James Robinson, Cordell. I would say about a 7. I would say about a 7. My running backs are Zeke, Dalvin, Damian Williams. My wide receivers, Heineke, very competitive. What do I need to do? Please answer, bro. I mean, these are so hard for me to answer. Like, I guess I would try to upgrade a wide receiver right now. I would try to trade, like, Dalvin Cook for a high-end wide receiver and, like, maybe, like, a Damian Harris, something like that. Kanye is moving out of Wyoming. They so much suck here. He's moving out of Wyoming? Is that where the Kardashians live, is Wyoming? Swift or Damian? Swift. Swift every week. Swift. What do you think I could get for Knox? I have Pitts. I think that you could get a really solid deal for Knox right now. I think his value is incredibly high right now. And you probably have people in your leagues that need a tight end. So I think you could get a really solid trade for him right now. And if you're over on TikTok right now, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered. All you got to do is click my profile. My profile will take you to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to the YouTube channel where you can ask your questions. Not as busy. Get your questions answered. Appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you hit that like button and also follow if you're over on TikTok. I do TikTok only live streams, so be notified when I go live. All right, and if you haven't on YouTube, smash that like button for me as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Let's get it. Should I trade Mixon and CD for Dalvin? Uzi, I personally... that's pretty close. I personally wouldn't, but it's close. It's close. Top 10 wide receivers this week, PPR. My top 10 wide receivers real quick. Actually, if you want my rankings, join down below. Join. Hit the join button. I'll give you all my rankings, okay? Trade Knox, and if I have my members in here, if you're a member, okay? If you're a member... And if you want to get into the Discord as well, Discord down below, you can ask your questions. I try to answer, like, there's so many different places that I have questions coming in right now. So I try my best to really stay up on it, but I definitely get behind. The best thing to do is become a member. Also, if you want your questions answered, Super Chat's available as well. But if you're a member right now, and if you want to become, just get into our Discord totally free, it's down in the description. But I highly advise, if you're a member right now and you're still in the chat, to get into Discord. Opinions on Barkley. I think he's going to miss a couple weeks. My running backs are Robinson, Mixon, Carson and Montgomery, keep them or go for top 5. I would try to pair like Carson and for somebody else and try to get rid of Carson. Probably. Not probably. That's what I would do. Should I start Darrell Henderson or Lockett this week? Darrell Henderson. Should I trade Aaron Jones for Jonathan Taylor? I would keep Aaron Jones. What non-PPR running back should I be targeting? Zeke, Antonio Gibson, Michael Carter, Tony Pollard. Should I be targeting Zeke? Absolutely. I would try to get him. Opinions on Barkley. Once again, he's going to be out for a couple weeks. Who do I start? AB, Devontae Smith or Emmanuel Sanders? Devontae Smith for me. Would you start Ramsey or Patsy? Ramsey. Should I start Aaron Jones or Jonathan Taylor PPR? I would start Aaron Jones. Higgins, Moss, or Tony this week? Higgins or Moss for me. I would go with Moss. Trade Knox for Myers. If you need a tight end, I would do that. Well, no, I'd rather have Knox. Gibson or Moss? Gibson. AB or Tony? AB. Should I trade Devontae Smith, Kadarius Toney, and Madison for Diggs? Yeah, I would do that. Should I trade Patterson and Keenan Allen for Diggs? Yeah, I would do that. How's your real golf game? Ever had a hole-in-one? No, I've never had a hole-in-one. My golf game's not too good. I got a pretty bad slice, okay? But I go out there and I have fun. Back in college, I used to golf a ton. Now I don't because I just don't have a whole lot of time anymore. But I used to golf in college and I was pretty solid. But now I don't golf anymore, so I suck. Should I trade Henry for McCaffrey PPR? I'd rather have Henry, to be honest with you. Should I try to trade Mike Evans before Gronk comes back? No. Gibson or Moss? Gibson. Do you think my lineup is good this week? Brady, Damian Williams, Madison, Marquise Brown, D-Hop, Knox, Devontae Booker, Matt Gay. Yeah, I think it's solid. Should I start Derrick Henry? Or no, I already got that one. Sam Darnold against Minnesota or Stafford against the Giants? Stafford. Should I trade Waller for Fant and Edmonds? I need RB help. Yeah, I would do that. You told me to start Cooper over Hollywood, and I didn't. Well, good thing you didn't then. Thanks for the help. No problem. You're welcome. Mayfield or Burrow? Should I start Lockett or Amari? Lockett or Amari? I'm going with Amari. Hey, we got 2 subs. Appreciate you guys subscribing. If you're ever in LA, let's do it. Okay, I'll let you know if I'm in LA. I've never been to California. Never been to the West Coast. I do want to go to the West Coast. I really want to go to, Miami or Wyoming, to be completely honest with you. I like the wilderness. I want to go out there and just, do some hikes, to be honest with you. But I would like to go, obviously, to LA to check it out. Never even been to New York City. Pretty sad. I need to get out and travel more. Thoughts on Hawkinson? Hawkinson will bounce back. What's a better choice, Damian Williams or Melvin Gordon? For me, Damian Williams. Lockett or Julio this week? I would go with Julio as long as he plays. Should I start Cook if he's not ruled out prior to the game? Absolutely, play Cook. Do I start both Mixon and Jamar Chase this week? I could start Henderson. Personally, I would go Henderson over Mixon. Personally, that's what I would do. Mayfield or Burrow? Mayfield. I have Burrow. AB or Myers? I would go with AB. Or Julio. I would still go with AB. And CD or Amari this week? CD. Noah Fant or Zach Ertz? Noah Fant. Is Cooper, Sutton, and Pittman for A.J. Brown, Swift fair? Yes. Buy low on Julio. I just traded him. I don't think it's a buy low on Julio, to be honest with you. I really want Julio right now. Tyler, does Philadelphia really have the best cheesesteaks? Never been to Philadelphia. I've been to Philadelphia, but it was more when I was younger. So I can't really say. I'd imagine that they're pretty good, though. That's where they're like known for that, right? Their Philly cheesesteaks. Yo, Landon with the $2 donation. Hey, appreciate you, Landon. Robert Woods for Kareem Hunt. Have more wide receiver depth. Yeah, I would do that trade. I would do that. Is this all you do for a living, Tyler? Saw a guy look like you at Walmart today. Asked him if it was Tyler from... He said you divorced... Honestly, yes. Right now, this is all I do. Because I truly do believe that I can create a... I quit my job. I was actually working somewhere pretty decent. I was making decent money, but I absolutely hated it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I think that I can do this for a full-time living. I watch people do this for a full-time living. I put probably as much effort and time into these other as these other people do. I think I have just as much knowledge, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking do this. I'm gonna do this, and that's what I'm doing. This is my full-time job, and I work very hard at it. So, yeah. Best defense to start. My top defenses are Pittsburgh, Dallas, Los Angeles Rams, Buffalo, Indy. Those are my top 5. Sam Darnold or Carson Wentz this week. Carson Wentz or Bridgewater. I would still go with Carson Wentz. Gibson, Cooper, Hunt, Higgins, AB, and full point PPR need 2. For me, I would go with Gibson and Hunt personally. Those two guys I would go with. Fant, Derrick Henry, or Hurts. Fant. Mike Evans or Amari Cooper this week. I'm going to go with Mike Evans. Is Knox a trustworthy tight end this week or start Fant this week? Who was it? Start Fant? I would go with Knox personally. What do you think I can get for Schultz and Lockett? I mean, it's really hard for me to say, but those are some decent pieces. So I would say I would aim for a top 20 guy at either running back or wide receiver. That's solid. Do what you love. Appreciate the appreciate it. Hey, appreciate you for liking, Appreciate you guys for following me and donating money. Appreciate it. Yo, guess what you're doing at baby? Hey, well, I am. And I won't lie, there was a lot of people that doubted it. I still have a lot of people that doubt it, but that's okay. I don't care. Because I work hard. Now, here's a little teachable moment to everybody out there. A little pep talk, okay? Guys, I'm telling you this right now. I'm looking straight into the camera. If you don't like what you do right now, okay? If you don't like what you do, TikTok is, being a content creator is the greatest opportunity you're ever going to have in your life right now. So if you don't like what you do, start making TikTok videos. Make it on your dog. Make it on something funny. Be you. Don't care what people do. Make TikTok. Right now, this is your opportunity to do something with your life that you want to do. Do anything you want to do on TikTok. Literally anything. Go and search what you want to do. There's millions of people on TikTok. I think officially 1 billion users now over on TikTok. There's not enough content creators over on TikTok right now for 1 billion users. Go do what you want to do. Devontae Smith or Claypool. I have Claypool higher this week. Pick 3, Cooper, Evans, Gibson, Diggs, Claypool, Tony. So I have Evans, Gibson, and Diggs. Those are the 3 I would want to go with. Hunter Henry or Noah Fant. I would go with Noah Fant. Sutton and Diggs for Patterson and Diggs. Wait, what? Sutton and Diggs for Patterson and Diggs? But there's 2 Diggs there. I'm confused. I love the TikTok of when you win CNC. Hey, I appreciate it. For the flex, Gibson, a.k.a. 2021 MVP. You think so? Or Chris Godwin. I would go with Gibson personally. He could be MVP. Gibson could be great this year if he sees those third down usage. We believe in you, Tyler. I believe in you, Optimize. Is McLaurin and AB for Baker and CD a good trade? I'd rather have McLaurin and AB personally. Trade Diggs for Julio at and AG24. Did I win? Traded. I think that's okay. I mean, I probably would have wanted Diggs side, but I do think that there's some possibility here with Antonio Gibson. Should I trade Aaron Jones for Zeke PPR? I'd want Zeke personally. Should I trade Mixon for wait, what is that? Sutton and Diggs for Patterson and okay, Keenan Allen. All right, I'd rather have Sutton and Diggs personally. Should I trade Mixon for Gibson? I'd rather have right now. I'd have Mixon, but it is close. Tyler, what's the TikTok? My TikTok is, I believe, if you just search at Aspire Sports, it's down in the description. Aspire Sports is my TikTok. Down in the description as well. If that's what you're asking. You seem to favor running backs for flex plays. Wondering on reasoning as I'm newish to fantasy. Yeah, so I'll definitely favor running backs now. Just because with running backs you get the carries with the receiving potential. Now, I wouldn't, like, obviously with some of my rankings, guys that don't see receiving upside are a little bit lower, but I definitely do favor running backs because I'm like a big running back homer. I absolutely love drafting running backs. I love having like 8 running backs on my team. My friends in every single fantasy league that I'm in with them, they know that I'm a guy who hoards running backs. I just think that you having running backs are so much more valuable than any other position in fantasy football, like top tier guys. So I like to lean running backs, but as long as they're receiving running backs, and it depends on matchups with the other guys. So I do lean them, though. How do I get notified when you go live on YouTube? I think there should be, like, the bell notification. But my wife did say that she wasn't getting notified. So I don't know what's going on with it right now. But I think that if you just turn on the bell notification, it should notify you. You think I can get cut for Lockett and Schultz? Probably not, but send it. Full send. Should I trade Diggs and Mike D for Godwin and Carson, 12-team league? Diggs and Mike D. Who's Mike D? Mike Davis. I'd rather have Diggs side personally. Hollywood Brown or Brandon Cooks for the rest of the season. I mean, it's really hard to go against. I'd probably lean Hollywood Brown, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Rashad Bateman coming back. What do I do with A-Rob? I would hold on to A-Rob right now. Is Dan Arnold worth picking up if I'm weak at tight end? Absolutely. I'm going to say it again because I'm not... Listen, here's the thing with Dan Arnold, okay? Dan Arnold is a... I wonder if I can pull this up. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to check it out right now. I'm going to pull this up so I can just show you guys. Okay, if you guys don't use Player Profile, definitely use Player Profile. It's a very good site to use. I bought I think it's a year long for the like data analysis. I love looking at analytics personally, but I bought the year long. But I think it's just such a great site. And I mean, he doesn't know I'm going to do this, but I'm going to shout him out. Josh Larkey, okay, over on Twitter. If you go search for him, I think he's one of the smartest people, other than myself. You know, wink, wink. But one of the smartest people in the realm of fantasy football. You need to go and follow him. I think he's one of the brightest minds when it comes to analytics. He's so incredibly smart. You need to go and follow him. And he's the guy who he creates the code for Player Profile, creates their rankings and everything. So big shout out to him. I think he's an uber talented individual in the realm, not just a human being, but also especially in the realm of fantasy football. So Dan Arnold, I'm not going to pull it up, but Dan Arnold is a very good, like, burst score, 97th percentile. Agility score, 93rd percentile. Catch radius, 95th percentile. 40-yard dash, 79th percentile. For the tight end position. So he's a good athlete, a very good athlete. Just got traded to Jacksonville. Just led the team in targets, receptions, and yards this past weekend in receiving. So I think he's, absolutely get him. Buy low, non-PPR running backs. Buy low, non-PPR running backs. I would say Elijah Mitchell is a good buy low PPR running back right now because he's on a bye week. Obviously, you won't be able to play him right now, but he's on a bye week, and I think that he's going to be the starting running back for this team season long. I don't care when you have Jeff Wilson comes back, and I think that Jeff Wilson is going to come back later than sooner. Gibson for Clyde and Waller. I have Saquon and James Robinson and Fournette. I guess I would do that then. If you need a top tier tight end. Tyler, who's your favorite fantasy football channel you follow on YouTube? I mean, I don't follow a whole lot, to be real with you. I don't really like to watch other people because I don't like their opinions to really taint my opinions and influence. I think that they're all great out there, but there's a couple. I think Nick Ercolano, I really like him because I think he's just a real dude who speaks his mind. He doesn't try to please anybody. He just does it because he likes to do it. I think that one of the hardest working guys right now in the industry is Fantasy Flock. I forget what his name is. What's his name? What's his real name? I don't remember what his real name is, but that dude is so hardworking. He's definitely a guy that I like in terms of his effort that he puts into YouTube, how he's able to use his channel to monetize it, how he goes lives and everything like that, how he goes live, the videos he makes. I know he's paying someone to do the editing for his videos, but it's very good as well. Those are two guys I really like. Mason Dodd. Okay, Mason. I like Mason. I like those two guys. I think they're really good. Should I drop? I think Salvetri's solid for like DFS. Should I start Mayfield or pick up a quarterback available for? Okay, I would. Out of all those guys, I would go with Joe Burrow. I would go with Joe Burrow, Tyler, over Baker. OBJ or Higgins? OBJ for me. Should I trade Amari Cooper and Myles Gaskin for Mike Williams? If you're getting Mike Williams, I would do that trade. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Should I drop Renfro for Kirk and for Kirk? Oh, Renfro or Kirk for Tony? I would drop Kirk personally. Should I trade Lockett or keep him? I would try to trade him, but his value is not going to be pretty high right now, so I would try to trade him. Should I start? No, I already got that one. Lockett, Williams, and Mark Ingram for Terry. Who's Williams? Which Williams is that, Connor? OP on Juju being opinion on big hit to the offense. I think it's a hit to the offense for sure. Like that's Ben's guy for third down that he definitely looks for. But I think it hurts a little bit. But I did like the signing of Anthony Miller. I thought that was a solid signing for them, to be honest with you. And then he's gonna just fill into that flex spot personally, unless they have like move Deontay there and maybe Claypool. But I feel like those two guys are more of matchup beaters, alpha wide receivers on the outside. James Robinson doesn't really fit in the slot, or James Washington. So I think that Anthony Miller is going to be a solid addition to the team. James Robinson or Gibson for the rest of the season. James Robinson for me right now. He's the bell cow. CD or Deontay Johnson. For me this week, CD. Chiefs running back Williams. Oh, that was Williams. Yeah, I would do that trade then. Tyler Lockett, DK or DeAndre Hopkins or Keenan Allen. I can start two. I would go with Hopkins and Keenan Allen. Should I be looking to trade Antonio Gibson for Swift or Henderson, non-PPR? I would go with a non-PPR. I would go with Henderson there. Should I drop Waddle for Devontae Parker or Hunter Renfrow, or keep him? If you have Devontae Parker play this week, I would get him. Do you think the Steelers will re-sign Juju? I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if they're. I doubt it, because he's probably going to want to test the market, because the Steelers aren't going to give him enough. So I think he's going to test the market, to be honest with you. Zeke for Swift, DK, and Knox. Yes, I would do that. Should I trade Cooper for an injured Saquon? I would do that, yeah. Lockett, Darrell Williams, and Mark Ingram for Terry McLaurin. So for that, I would do that, yes. Hurts or Heineke this week? Hurts. What do you think? What would you trade Kirk Cousins and Curtis Samuel? Would you trade Kirk Cousins? No, I wouldn't do that personally. I would keep Kirk Cousins. What's a good wide receiver? I don't think Curtis Samuel needs to be rostered either. I traded Mixon, unless that's like Dynasty. I traded Mixon and Waller for Kittle, Ridley, Emmons. I have Cook and Elliott in 10 team. Yeah, I think that's solid. I mean, it sucks that Kittle's a little bit banged up, but should I trade Edmonds for Cordell Patterson? I would want Edmonds. Trade Najee and Singletary for Chubb and Woods. I have CMC, Mixon, Fournette. Traded Najee and Singletary for Chubb and Woods. No, I wouldn't do that. Is Corey Davis droppable? No, don't drop him. Should I trade Devontae Smith for Sutton? I would want that. I probably would do that. Pick up Marlon Mack. Will he play? I don't think so. I think the best course of action for Marlon Mack is he gets traded. Hopefully he gets traded. Which team you like better, Cowboys or Eagles? Not fantasy. I'm talking as a team itself. Like as more of like a fan, or just what team do I think is better? I mean, I think the Cowboys are definitely better, but I hate the Cowboys. The Steelers and Cowboys fans don't get along. My uncle's a Cowboys fan, and I hate the Cowboys. I hate hearing about the Cowboys. Probably like everybody hates hearing about the Steelers, so I would say Eagles. But then a lot of my friends are Eagles fans because I grew up in Pennsylvania, so a lot of them are Eagles fans, so don't like that either. And real quick plug, if you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. If you're over on TikTok right now, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. All you got to do is click on my profile, go down to the description. In the description will be my link tree. My link tree will take you to the YouTube channel where you have a better chance to get your questions answered. Come on over. It's not as busy. All right. Time to trade OBJ? No, I would try to trade for OBJ. And we got Rocks 21 with the $2 donation. Appreciate you. All right, start 2. Terry McLaurin, Woods, Emmanuel Sanders, or LaVisca. So starting 2 out of these guys, I would go with Terry McLaurin, and I would go with Robert Woods. It's very, very close with Emmanuel Sanders. I got to double check this. No, I know it is Robert Woods. It's very close with Emmanuel Sanders, but I would go with Terry McLaurin and Robert Woods. Very close, though. And appreciate the $2 donation, and appreciate everybody out there being a part of the live stream. Thank you all. I got to go. I'll talk to you later, pimp. All right, see you, TJ. Have a good one, my guy. Yo, Cooper, Claypool, or Lockett at flex. Appreciate your opinion. So I got to double check this. I'll go with Amari Cooper, but it is close between Claypool. I love Claypool this week. Trade Russell Wilson for Hurts. Yes, I would do that. Heineke or Danny Dimes rest of the season. I'm going to go with Danny Dimes. I would go with Danny Dimes. Yo, Claypool, I got that one. If CMC doesn't play, is Javonte safe? I mean, I wouldn't say safe, but I definitely think he's startable. Yes. Should I trade Gibson, Lockett, Higbee, and Thielen for Edmonds, Keenan Allen, and Waller? Personally, I would... That is close. I probably wouldn't, to be honest with you, Jake. I would keep what you have. Should I pick up Damian Williams for Javonte Williams or Miles Sanders? No, I wouldn't. I would keep those other guys. What's good? Even swap for Amari Cooper. Too many good running backs. What was that, Alex? What's good? No, what's good? Even swap for Amari Cooper. Too many bye week 7 players. So I think that with Amari Cooper, I would definitely be trying to target like a... try to see if you can get like Chase Edmonds for him. Heineke or Sam Darnold? Heineke. Who are your top people to trade and trade for right now? So my top players that I would try to trade away, people are going to hate me for saying this, but I would try to trade away Dawson Knox just because his value is so high right now. And chances are you probably picked him up and you have another decent option that you're starting. So I would try to trade away Dawson Knox. Cordell Patterson's going to be a weekly add to this. Guys that I would be buying, guys like, I believe that Chase Edmonds is good buy low, Elijah Mitchell, Odell, Brandon Cooks. I would try to be buying into those guys right now. Also, who's another guy? Devontae Smith is another guy I would try to buy into. Trade McLaurin for Diggs. I would want Diggs. Marvin Jones or Tony, full point PPR. I'm going to go back to the well. And Tony, but I'm going to go with Marvin Jones. But if Darius Lane doesn't play this week, I would fire up Tony. If I package Patterson and Edmonds, who could I get in a trade? I think that you could get a lot. I'm definitely looking for, like, I would start with a top 12 wide receiver for sure, or a top 12 running back. Should I pick up Darrell Williams for Javonte? No, I wouldn't drop those guys for Darrell Williams personally. Start 3, Kupp, Deontay, Woods, Kadarius, Keenan. I will go with Kupp, Deontay, Keenan, Aiden. What are good wide receivers I can get for Lockett and Schultz? Hard for me to say, but I would definitely be targeting like a top 15 guy. Chase or Carson? Chase. Should I pick up Jarvis Landry, 12-team PPR, or Tunyon, or Logan Thomas, or Khalil Herbert? I would personally pick up... So it depends on who you're starting at tight end. Possibly Logan Thomas. I would probably pick up and just stash him. I think Jarvis Landry is a good one. If you need a player right now, Khalil Herbert is a decent play this week. Renfrow or OBJ and Carson Wentz or Burrow? OBJ and Burrow for me. Do you think I could get Hawkinson for Julio and Schultz I would on Hawkinson. I doubt you could probably get that, though. Should I trade Cordell Patterson for Jonathan Taylor? I mean, if I'm getting Jonathan Taylor, absolutely. Heineke for Daniel Jones if he or Daniel Jones. Personally, I would go with Daniel Jones if he plays. Woods or Mitchell going forward? Woods or Mitchell? Elijah Mitchell? I would go with Elijah Mitchell. My son hacked my fantasy app and traded away Mike Lennon just for me to get them. Oh no, he goes, no, don't send him there, optimize. Yo, Mike Lennon's a beast, huh? Outlook for Kittle and Higgins rest of the season. I think Higgins is going to start. I think Higgins will start to produce a little bit here. Kittle, I mean, he's been disappointing this year, to be honest with you. It's been really disappointing, and for me, he's more of a tight end 5 for the rest of the season. rather than a top 3 guy. DJ Moore, Justin Jefferson, rest of the season, Justin Jefferson. Trade Higbee and OBJ for Hawkinson. I would do that, yes. Yes. All right, what time is it? I'm going to go live for about 5 more minutes here, and then I'm going to hop off. About 5 more minutes. And if you're over on TikTok right now, come on over to YouTube. It's not as busy. Get your questions answered over on YouTube. All you got to do is click my profile. My profile will take you to the link tree. The link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. Come on over, get your questions answered. Also, make sure you hit that follow button if you're over on TikTok. I go live on TikTok exclusive live streams as well, so make sure you hit that follow button. Come on over to YouTube, get your questions answered. Let's get it. And if you're on YouTube, smash that like button for me. Also, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and let's get back to answering some questions. Who should I trade Julio for? It's really hard for me to say who to trade Julio for. His value is really low right now. Can you rank these 3 for the rest of the season? Keenan Allen, Debo, DJ Moore. So I would go with DJ Moore, Debo, Keenan Allen. Does your wife play fantasy football? If so, I hope you let her win. No, she doesn't play fantasy football. I told her she should try to learn. She should try to learn, but doesn't want to, I guess. Court or Robinson? Like Cortland Sutton or Allen Robinson, Cortland Sutton. Chase Edmonds or Fournette for the rest of the season? Right now, I would want Fournette, to be completely honest with you. Mixon, Robinson, Swift, Hunt, Henderson. Please pick 2. Pick 2 of those guys. James Robinson and DeAndre Swift for me. Actually, no, I would go with Robinson and Henderson. Should I trade Kyler and Hurts? Should I trade Kyler or have Hurts on my bench? Yeah, I would try to. What's a good wide receiver I can get for Lockett and Schultz? I mean, it's really hard for me to say. I'll be looking for like try to trade for like Keenan Allen. Sanders and Evans for Adams. Sanders and Evans, yes, I would do that. Thoughts on Allen Robinson rest of the season? Listen, I moved him down my rankings. Watch him go off now, but this looks like an offense that really wants to run the football. Is Sam Darnold a fluke? Yeah. His rushing touchdowns won't continue, and if they don't continue, he's going to drop down. Gibson or Hunt this week for me, I have... Let me double check. That's a good question. I think I have Gibson. Yes, I have Gibson 1 spot ahead. I got Kelsey and Knox. What can I get for Knox? Trade value, need running backs. So I would try to take Knox and somebody else and look for a tight end. Look for a team that's desperate for tight ends and just look at their team. Like try to get like maybe Chase Edmonds, maybe even a little bit better with like a. It depends. It's hard for me to say. Renfro, Robert Woods for Hunt, Mooney, and Schultz. Optimize time now. All right, appreciate it. Don't spam chat. Please do not spam chat. Will Julio come back and be a league winner? Should I pick him up? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be a league winner. Is Amari and Kittle too much for DK? I have Pitts. Yeah, I think that you could get a little bit better of a trade. Need a replacement for Pitts this week. If Goddard plays, go Cook. If Goddard plays, go Ertz. I would go. If Goddard plays, I would play him. Otherwise, I would go Ertz. Traded Patterson and got Miles Sanders and OBJ. I think that's solid. Woods or Hunt this week. Hunt. Should I drop Kirk or Renfro for Tony? I would drop Kirk for Tony. Traded Patterson for Miles Sanders and OBJ. I think that's solid. Gibson and Boyd for Henderson and Claypool. For me, I would go with Henderson's side. Who should I try to trade Gibson and Knox for? If you're trading both those guys, I would definitely want like a top 10 running back right now. I would target a top 10 guy. Pick one: Sterling Shepard, AJ Brown, Ruggs. I would go with AJ Brown. Yeah, the game isn't for like. Yeah, I'll be live twice tomorrow too. I'll be live twice tomorrow. Answer everybody's questions. How often do you stream? I stream every single day, basically. There might be a day here or there I don't stream, but I stream every single day, sometimes twice a day. Should I trade Mark Andrews and is that Damian Williams for Fant and Godwin? I have Waller. I feel like that you could get a better trade, personally. I feel like you could get a better trade. I wouldn't try to trade for a backup tight end. I would just trade Andrews for somebody. Cortland or A.J. Brown. Cortland Sutton. Darnold or Burrow? Burrow. Rate my wide receiver core. Debo, McLaurin, DJ Moore, Ridley. That's an A. Dak or Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts, baby. Got OBJ and waivers 14-team league. Somebody dropped OBJ? What are they? They don't know how to play? That's crazy. That's really solid pickup. Bro, you're selling, you're putting in hours. I love to see it. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate you, Optimize. And I love to see you putting in people timeout that are spamming chat. Please do not spam chat, okay? That's all I ask. Do not spam chat on YouTube. I will get to your questions. I try to answer everybody's questions. Believe me. Rank, Hunt, Edmonds, and Melvin Gordon. I would go Edmonds. I would do them in that order. Hunt, Edmonds, Melvin Gordon. I traded Keenan Allen and Elijah Mitchell for Zeke and Callaway after week 1. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. I can't give much money, but I can send some cheap lunch meat. Yeah. No, it's okay. You Optimize. Just be a part of the stream. That's all I ask. Appreciate you. Should I? And you gave me the biggest donation I've gotten, $10. So hey, you've given plenty. I appreciate that, Optimize. Should I get Debo for Gibson? I have Hunt. I mean, I think that's decent. I probably would do it if you need a running back. Let's see. Deontay, Marquise Brown, DJ Moore, Williams. Out of one out of all of them, I would go with Deontay, baby. Deontay. Ridley or Debo rest of the season. I'm still gonna go with Ridley, but it's really close. Will OBJ turn it around? Yes, he will. Christian Kirk, Diggs, Higgins, Sutton for Patterson, Keenan Allen, Green, Ruggs. No, I wouldn't do that trade. I would want Diggs side personally, RJ. Goddard got COVID. He's officially out week 6. Okay, he's officially out. So Zach Ertz, top 10 play for me this week at the tight end position. Traded. Should I trade Higbee, Cooper, and Gibson for Waller, Smith, and Edmonds? Yeah, I would do that trade. I would do that trade. And appreciate it, Reverse. Thank you for the update. Traded Claypool and Moss for Keenan Allen. W. I would want Claypool side, to be honest with you. For the Lockett and Schultz for Keenan Allen, do you think it's a good choice to get Mike Gesicki? Yes, I would try to get Mike Gesicki. Is Michael Thomas going to have any value this year? Yes, when he comes back. Should I do Zeke and Julio for Gibson and Woods? I would want Zeke side. I just want to say thanks. Thanks, love you when you go live and help big time with fantasy. I appreciate it, Connor. It means a lot. Thank you for being a part of the stream. Thank you. Do I trade Michael Thomas? Do I trade for Michael Thomas? I probably wouldn't because I think his value is going to be really high. I mean, I think it would be a good opportunity now because we're still a little unsure when he comes back. The week before Michael Thomas comes back, his value is going to skyrocket. And I think that's honestly a great opportunity to sell high on him. JT or Najee Harris rest of the season? For me, Najee. Thoughts on Waller rest of the season? I think he's going to rebound. Keep firing him up. Is Patterson for Deontay the move? Absolutely. Get yourself Deontay Johnson. All right. With that being said, after this question from Ozai, is Tampa Bay taking the dub tomorrow? Are you betting on that game? Yeah, I'm going to, honestly, tomorrow, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video. That's going to be more for tomorrow night's game. I'm going to make a video on must-start players I like for tomorrow. I'm also going to make a video on DFS for plays for tomorrow night, like a quick little video, like captain spot, kind of like what I'm looking at, just to talk about it. And then also have some of my favorite like bets, player props, spread, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to have that in like a little, probably like 8-minute video or something like that, maybe like even a 5-minute video. So check that out tomorrow. I'm going to officially hop off for the night. Jude just jumps in chat and says hi. Hey, I appreciate you coming in, Jude. Hi to you. I'm about to hop off though. Do I do Barkley and Julio for Swift? I would. Give me DeAndre. No, I could probably keep Barkley. But hey, appreciate everybody being a part of the live stream. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Get notified when I go live. Can you give a shout out to Kelly? Who's Oh, is that you? You want a shout out? Shout out to everybody in chat. You know, a shout out to everybody. But I'm gonna hop off. I appreciate everybody. See you tomorrow. Make sure you hit that. Make sure you subscribe, follow. Let's get it. See you, boys and ladies. See you, everybody. Peace.